People should start to listen to architecture, especially the architects should do that. And that was the very basic concept behind it. Everything we've done was just to amplify all the sounds that we hear usually in the pavilion. So it's a live installation. There's nothing recorded here. Everything is happening just in real time. So, of course, when we started to study the topic of listening to architecture, very soon realized we're actually talking about the common ground, because we're listening to more things than only the things that are happening inside of any room, any enclosed space. So listening to any architecture is actually listening to something that is happening beyond it or outside of it. That's why we experience the other people through the walls as well. Even if we cannot touch them, we cannot see them, we still know something about them, and sometimes we don't even want to know that, and probably they don't want us to know that.
Special mention goes to Poland for making the walls quake, as if they were dilating with the secret knowledge of great powers, as you wrote. This brave and bold installation reminds the visitor to listen as well as to look and to feel the sound of the common ground. Congratulations.
It's exactly the subject which we want to talk about sound and architecture, because sound is monumental but invisible, and in our context, in our point of view, this is the moment, when we start to speak about the sounds, what we can do with the sounds, why we are always going to make a space more quiet, why we are actually not using the sounds, why we are not using the situation before we are designing buildings, why we are not checking this acoustic space before designing a building.
We did a couple of very basic gestures. We came to the pavilion and there was a ceiling mounted on the level of, I think, 7 meters. And we dismounted the ceiling because we knew that for the last years it was very dark and very hot inside. And when we dismounted the ceiling, we realized there's actually a ventilation system that couldn't work because of the ceiling. So when we realized that there is air coming through the ventilation system, we also realized that there are sounds coming through the same holes. So we dismounted the ceiling and we put the ventilation pipes into the old ventilation system so that the air and sounds are brought in. That was the first thing. The other thing was that we did acoustical measurements, and we found out that the room is totally unbalanced in terms of sound. There is a very different reverb on one side of the room than the other. So following this acoustical measurement, we wanted to kind of mirror it with a visual element. So we tilted the floor slightly and one of the walls just a little bit. We also found that there is a niche that has never been displayed, and that's the niche just in front when you're walking in. And acoustically speaking, this niche is actually reflecting your entrance on the sound level. And I'm sure as we speak now in the entrance, someone can eavesdrop on us just being by the niche. Of course, I'm very honored to get the special mention, but I also find it quite ironic because we only got it because we could listen through the architecture to the other people. So also we're very thankful to the Romanian and Venetian and Serbian pavilions because they really worked with us. They helped us a lot.